This video is to explain how to clean the lint filter on this Danby twin tub. My experience with user's manuals and appliances is that sometimes the people who design the appliance is not the same person who creates the user's manual. Sometimes they have a design team. They design it and then they manufacture it and they give a sample of the appliance to somebody and they have them create a user manual. And sometimes they don't even have people explain them how the appliance functions very well before they actually, pass it off to somebody to write the user's manual. So anyways, if you've ever gotten a user's manual that doesn't clearly explain, details of the appliance's functioning, then that's why. And anyways, my main reason for creating this video is to show you that the user's manual for this Danby twin tub says that there's 3 lint traps that need to be cleaned. It says that this is a lint trap down here, this is a lint trap, and then this is one. And that's absolutely not the case with this Danby twin tub. There's only one lint filter, and that's this. You turn this basically just like a quarter turn, and then you lift up, and there's a lint filter in there that you need to turn it inside out and remove the lint with your hands. And the way that this thing functions is when it's in use, water flows down here, it gets trapped in here, and then the water flows back up through here. So anyways, whoever they gave a sample of this thing to write the user's manual must have just looked at it and seen that this looked like, a tab that could be, pushed in and the thing pops out. And this actually is a tab. I mean, kind of, like, it's a tab that retains it. So once it's assembled, it's not designed to be pulled out. There's actually a tube in there that once this is basically low, medium, and high. And I did pull it off. I didn't actually end up doing any damage, luckily. But it doesn't actually pull out very easily. You actually have to push this in, and then, well, both sides are little tabs, but to actually get it off, I had to pry something in here, like a butter knife. And then once that, you actually have to bend the thing because the top is actually up in a cubby hole. So it doesn't come off very easily, and it doesn't even remove all the way. And once you see back there, there's actually nothing other than a tube. So there's no lint filter back there at all. So anyways, I'm just trying to save whoever buys this thing the difficulty of figuring that out. And this down here is even worse. For the user's manual to tell you that this is a lint filter is absolutely ridiculous, because if you try to pull this thing off, you're going to damage the unit. And luckily I didn't actually damage mine before I figured it out, because I can kind of see why when they gave this a sample to somebody, why they might have thought it pulled up, because there is kind of like a retaining tab. Like, when they assemble things, when they design things so that they assemble, there often is retaining tabs that pops in place, but it's designed like that to hold it in place, not so that it can be removed. So it does kind of look like, you would jam something in there and it pops up. And basically, see, when you pull like this, see how this part moves in towards the agitator. And because it's moving in towards the agitator, it could never even be pulled out of there, because see down here, it's hitting something. There's actually a little lip that fits up underneath there. I mean, if you were to actually remove this agitator and see underneath there, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a screw or like a series of screws holding this, the retaining lip down there. So basically, the actual user's manual describes it. It actually says a sharp screwdriver. I mean, that's delusional, because if you take anything sharp and you stick it down here and you start pulling on it, it's going to dig into the plastic. And then if you really got persistent and you kept on prying it, what would be happening is, because there's a lip down here that's underneath the agitator, you'd be putting direct pressure when you're lifting. You'll be putting direct pressure upward on the agitator. So if you got a big old screwdriver and start pulling it up, it's basically going to damage the agitator. I mean, you'd really have to actually start prying and prying before it would actually cause damage to it, but how would anyone know that? So anyways, that's basically the functioning of this Danby twin tub, is that there's really only one lint filter, and it's in here. Anyways, I hope that avoids you having a difficult time trying to remove panels that aren't even lint filters.